It was my husband's birthday, and he wanted a low-key celebration, inviting just a few close friends over. I had spent the day preparing snacks and arranging the living room to feel warm and inviting. By the time everyone arrived, the house buzzed with laughter and easy conversation. It was the kind of evening where everything felt effortless and comfortable. I moved among the guests, topping off drinks, offering appetizers, and making sure no one was missing anything. My husband was engrossed in a conversation with his friend Mark, while Greg, his lifelong friend, entertained the group with stories from their college days. Greg had always been the center of attention, quick with a joke, warm, and effortlessly charming, almost like family, which is why what happened next caught me completely off guard. Later in the evening, noticing that our wine bottle was empty, I decided to retrieve another from the small wine storage area just off the living room. Kneeling to reach a bottle on the lower shelf, I didn't realize someone was approaching. Suddenly, I felt a sharp, playful smack on my backside. Startled, I jumped up and turned around, expecting to see my husband smiling behind me. Instead, it was Greg, grinning mischievously, his eyes sparkling with a bold playfulness, giving me a cheeky wink as if we shared some private joke. For a moment, I froze. My mind raced, trying to process what had just happened. This was Greg, someone we trusted, someone woven into our lives. The gesture had been casual, yet it carried an intensity that left me unsettled. The playful smirk on his face made it clear that it was intentional. I forced a small, uneasy laugh, hoping to dismiss it. Greg seemed satisfied with that, chuckling lightly before returning to the group, leaving me still standing there, confused. When I carried the wine back into the living room, my thoughts wouldn't settle. I tried convincing myself it was harmless, perhaps a result of a few drinks, but the lingering discomfort was hard to ignore. As I mingled, I found myself hyper-aware of Greg, noticing the way he looked at me or made subtle, oddly flirtatious remarks. My husband, lost in the evening's festivities, seemed oblivious. The night became increasingly tense for me. I didn't want to disrupt the party, but I couldn't ignore the situation. Finally, I managed to pull my husband aside into the kitchen, away from the noise, and explain what had happened. His initial reaction was disbelief. He blinked, staring at me as if struggling to absorb my words. Then a mix of surprise and concern crossed his face. "Are you sure it wasn't just a joke?" he asked, frowning slightly. "I don't think it was," I said carefully. "I don't think he meant harm, but it caught me off guard." He ran a hand through his hair, weighing his loyalty to Greg against the need to protect me. After a moment, he gave me a reassuring nod and promised to stay aware for the rest of the evening. Back in the living room, his presence shifted subtly. He stayed close, a hand on my shoulder, an arm around my waist, a quiet signal of protection. The tension was noticeable, even to Greg, whose confident demeanor faltered at times. The rest of the evening moved on, but the air had changed. Greg tried to joke as usual, but there was hesitation in his manner. I felt both relieved and uneasy, trying to reconcile the familiar, playful friend with the one who had overstepped boundaries. As the night came to a close and guests left, Greg approached me, his expression a mixture of awkwardness and regret. He muttered a brief apology, insisting he hadn't intended to make me uncomfortable. Though it didn't erase the moment, it provided a small sense of closure. After everyone departed, my husband and I sat quietly together, reflecting on the evening. He reassured me that he would handle the situation with Greg in a way that reinforced boundaries while preserving our friendship. I felt a mix of relief, lingering frustration, and unease that would fade only with time. In the days that followed, Greg reached out, expressing genuine remorse. He admitted that he had misread the moment and allowed his playful nature to go too far. Though the incident changed our dynamic, it strengthened my bond with my husband. We became more conscious of each other's boundaries and more committed to mutual respect in all our relationships. Greg remained part of our lives, but that evening lingered as a quiet reminder of how fragile trust can be, how quickly a harmless moment can shift, and how essential communication and respect are in sustaining meaningful connections.